Wait. Don't scroll away. This is happening right under your roof. Your own sister, yes, the person you grew up with, is caught up in something that's changing your family right now. A hidden connection between you two has been working since you were kids, affecting everything about how you talk and feel around each other. Listen closely as I reveal what's really going on. This isn't just normal sister stuff, it's a deep pattern that explains those weird feelings you get but could never put into words. Your sister brings an energy that changes your home the minute she walks in. Those strange tensions? Those repeating arguments? They're all part of this hidden sister dynamic. You're seeing this message today because now is when you're finally ready to understand it. Your whole history with your sister has been building to this moment of discovery about what's actually happening between you. Have you ever felt something shift when she enters a room? Notice how your conversations follow the same paths over and over? Or how sometimes you feel upset around her and don't know why. These aren't random, they're signs of the hidden pattern I'm about to show you. This connection with your sister started before you could even talk. Now it runs on autopilot, controlling how you feel, react, and even the decisions you make without you realizing it's happening. Seeing this truth means taking an honest look at your relationship. The things you've always assumed, the ways you interact, the unspoken rules between you, it's time to see what's really going on underneath it all. Now is the perfect time for this revelation. The family energy has lined up just right for you to see clearly. If you'd discovered this earlier, you wouldn't have believed it. If it came later, you might miss your chance to fix what's broken. Do you feel that mix of no way and that explains so much right now? That's your first sign you're ready for what I'm about to share. Hit that like button right now to unlock what's really happening. The moment you do, your eyes will open to the truth about your sister connection that's been hiding in plain sight all this time. Family insight is gathering around you right now, waiting for you to welcome it in. This knowledge has been patient, knowing exactly when you'd be ready to face the real story between you and your sister. Drop a comment saying now I understand if you're ready to discover what's been happening with your sister that you've felt in your gut but couldn't explain. The second you write those words, family wisdom starts flowing directly to you. This will be the most important family secret you ever uncover. Your chance to heal depends on seeing this now. But don't wait. This special window of understanding won't stay open long, and your sister connection needs this healing today. Family secrets leave traces everywhere. Your home is filled with signs of this sister dynamic if you know where to look. Think about which room feels different after she visits. That spot where arguments always seem to start. The place you avoid when she's around. These aren't random, they're physical markers of the hidden pattern between you. Comment I see it now as your awareness grows. Your living space holds clues about your sister relationship that have been there all along. Each strange feeling in certain areas of your home connects directly to this hidden dynamic. Your furniture arrangement might even reveal the truth. Notice how you position chairs, close together or far apart. How the common areas are organized when she visits. The subtle ways spaces change before or after she arrives. These aren't coincidences, they're your unconscious responding to the sister energy. Pay attention to objects that trigger memories or feelings about her. The photos you display or hide. The gifts kept or stored away. The shared items that cause tension. Your home physically reflects the emotional reality between you. Have you noticed how certain spots feel charged when you're both there? How discussions in particular rooms always turn the same way? How some areas feel off limits when she visits? That's not in your head, it's your natural ability to sense the energy pattern between you two. The walls of your home have witnessed everything. They hold the imprint of every significant moment between sisters, creating an energy map you can now begin to read. Watch closely and you'll spot it. Your sister follows exact patterns you've never consciously tracked before. Today, these behaviors become clear signals of what's really happening beneath the surface. Notice her go-to phrases when things get tense. The way she stands when feeling defensive. How she changes topics at specific emotional points. These aren't random habits, they're established patterns that keep this dynamic running smoothly. Right, I recognize this when you start seeing these cycles. Everyone develops special ways of dealing with family. Spotting these patterns is your first step toward changing the sister dynamic that's controlled your relationship. Pay attention to timing. Does she call at particular moments? Visit during specific situations? Create distance at predictable times? Your sister's timing follows an unconscious schedule tied directly to this hidden pattern. Listen for conversation loops. Topics that circle back repeatedly. Arguments that never reach resolution. Questions that remain perpetually unanswered. These communication cycles maintain the status quo between you. Watch for her emotional triggers. The subjects that cause instant reaction. The boundaries that create immediate pushback. The requests that meet automatic resistance. These emotional hotspots reveal the core of your sister dynamic. Look beyond her words to the layers beneath. Every interaction happens on multiple levels simultaneously: what's said, body language, emotional undercurrents, and unconscious needs. When you respond only to her words, you miss most of the actual communication. These established patterns didn't develop by accident. They serve specific purposes in your relationship, some helpful, others harmful. Seeing them clearly is your first real chance to change them. The real story started years ago. Your childhood relationship with your sister built the foundation for everything happening today. Those early years shaped your current situation in ways neither of you fully understand. Remember fighting over toys, attention, or space? Competing for parent approval? The roles you each took on during family challenges? These weren't just kid stuff, they created the template you're still following today. Type "I remember now" as childhood memories surface. The games you played, how conflicts were handled, and the roles you adopted weren't random, they formed blueprints that still control your interactions today. Think about who became the responsible one, the rebel, the peacemaker, the achiever. These childhood identities often stick for life unless consciously changed. You and your sister developed complementary roles that fit together perfectly, limiting you both. Consider how your parents treated each of you. The comparisons made. The different expectations. The unequal freedoms or responsibilities. These parental approaches deeply influenced how you see each other even now. Recall the unspoken family rules. What emotions were acceptable? How conflicts were handled? What secrets stayed hidden? These family patterns embedded themselves in your sister relationship, creating invisible guidelines you still follow. Your age difference matters too. Being older or younger established authority patterns, protection instincts, or rebellion responses that continue influencing your adult relationship in subtle ways. Each childhood moment between you two added another layer to the relationship blueprint. What worked for children continues operating long after it's stopped serving either of you. Only by seeing these origins clearly can you finally write a new sister story. Something invisible happens when you're together. An energy exchange between sisters that happens without words or actions. This unseen current explains why interactions with her affect you so deeply. Have you noticed feeling suddenly drained after seeing her? Experienced mood shifts that make no sense? Found yourself thinking thoughts that don't feel like yours? These energy transfers happen beneath your awareness, explaining reactions that seem out of proportion. Comment: I feel it when you recognize this energy connection. Sisters often develop linked energy fields where emotions, thoughts and even physical sensations pass between them without conscious knowledge. Your specific sensitivity patterns reveal exactly how this happens in your relationship. Pay attention to physical symptoms that appear around her. Headaches, stomach tension, throat tightness, or sudden fatigue might signal energy transfers happening below conscious awareness. Notice emotional contagion. How her anxiety becomes yours. Her anger triggers your defensiveness. Her sadness activates your guilt. These emotional jumps happen instantly through your connected energy fields. Watch thought synchronization. Thinking the same things simultaneously. Bringing up identical topics. Worrying about the same issues without discussion. This mental alignment demonstrates your energetic connection. Your personal boundaries with your sister likely differ from those with others. The invisible energetic membrane between siblings often remains permeable long into adulthood, allowing deeper transfers than other relationships. This energy exchange intensifies everything between you. Small comments carry extra weight. Brief interactions leave lasting impacts. Minor conflicts feel major. Understanding this energetic amplification explains why your sister affects you more powerfully than others do. Beyond words lies the real conversation. You and your sister speak a second language of glances, tones, and gestures that often says more than your actual words. This hidden communication system drives your relationship. Watch the silent signals. A raised eyebrow that conveys judgment. A slight tone shift that communicates disapproval. A body position that signals emotional withdrawal. These unspoken messages impact you more than whatever words accompany them. Reply I hear it now when you start noticing this secret language. Many sisters develop complex non-verbal communication that runs parallel to their spoken conversation, creating layered messages that often contradict each other. Think about conversations that left you feeling confused or hurt despite seemingly normal words. Times when something felt off but you couldn't explain why. Moments when emotions seemed wrong for the situation. You were responding to the hidden message, not the spoken one. Your secret language developed for good reasons. Maybe direct communication felt unsafe in your family. Perhaps certain topics were forbidden. Or expressing needs directly wasn't allowed. This alternative communication system became your way of expressing what couldn't be said directly. Notice mixed signals between you. Words saying one thing while tone, expression and body language say another. These contradictory messages naturally create confusion, anxiety and relationship tension. Family histories communicate through this hidden channel. Old hurts, unresolved jealousies, and ongoing competitions speak silently beneath casual conversation about weather and family news. Learning to decode this parallel conversation reveals the true content of your sister interactions, bringing conscious awareness to exchanges that previously operated on autopilot. You made deals you don't remember making. Unspoken contracts with your sister that still control your relationship today. These invisible agreements need renegotiation before anything can really change. Common sister contracts include: 1 becomes the good sister while the other rebels, 1 handles emotions while the other stays practical, 1 achieves while the other nurtures, 1 speaks up while the other keeps peace. These complementary roles once created balance but now limit you both. Comment: I cancel old contracts when you're ready to change these agreements. Family systems naturally create these role assignments for stability, but your adult self deserves freedom to choose beyond childhood limitations. Consider what triggered these contracts. Parental expectations? Family trauma? Personality differences? Resource competition? These original circumstances shaped agreements that may no longer be relevant to your adult lives. Notice what happens when neither of you steps outside your assigned role. Does tension rise? Criticism appear? Guilt emerge? These enforcement mechanisms maintain original agreements until consciously dismantled. Recognize that these agreements once served important purposes. They weren't bad, they helped your family function and provided security during childhood. Thank them for their past service as you release them from your present life. As unconscious agreements dissolve, new possibilities emerge. Qualities you delegated to your sister become available to you. Relationship flexibility increases as rigid role assignments fade. Both of you access fuller versions of yourselves. Start with the most restrictive agreement first. Which unconscious contract limits your self-expression most severely? Focus your awareness there for maximum immediate benefit in your relationship transformation. The truth about sister connections runs deep. This relationship holds incredible healing potential once you clear away the old patterns and start fresh with conscious awareness. Practical steps create real change. Try honest conversation about how childhood shaped your adult relationship. Spend time together with intention to create new patterns. Share this video with her as a starting point for transformation. These active approaches begin shifting the dynamic immediately. Write "I'm ready to heal" when you commit to this transformation. The specific healing approach that's right for your unique sister relationship will reveal itself once you make this commitment. Trust your inner guidance on next steps. Begin with understanding before action. Your sister relationship didn't break overnight and won't heal instantly. Each small positive change builds momentum toward complete transformation over time. Approach her with compassion rather than blame. Neither of you consciously created these patterns, you inherited and maintain them unconsciously. Healing happens through shared understanding, not finding fault. Look for the gifts within the challenge. Every difficult sister dynamic contains seeds of growth and strength once transformed. The very qualities that created tension often become your greatest shared assets when consciously developed. Expect healing waves rather than instant change. Some days will show amazing progress while others might temporarily return to old patterns. This natural healing rhythm allows integration of new awareness at a sustainable pace. Remember that even without her participation, your changed perspective transforms the relationship. When one sister shifts her response patterns, the entire dynamic must reorganize itself around this new approach. Time to build something better. Now that you understand the old patterns, you can create healthier ways of connecting with your sister that serve who you both are today. Try practical pattern interrupters. Meet in new locations instead of triggering family homes. Change conversation topics when old loops begin. Adjust body language consciously during interactions. These simple changes break habitual response cycles that maintained old dynamics. Comment "I'm creating new patterns" when you implement these changes. Your conscious intention literally reshapes the energy between you, opening space for fresh connections to form naturally. Watch for perfect timing opportunities. Certain moments offer ideal openings for introducing new patterns: family gatherings, significant life events, or quiet one-on-one moments. Trust your intuition to recognize these windows for maximum positive impact. Give new patterns time to establish. Relationship habits need consistent reinforcement before becoming automatic. Be patient during this transition when old patterns naturally attempt to reassert themselves between breakthrough moments. Understand potential resistance. When you change established patterns, your sister may initially push back unconsciously to maintain system stability. This doesn't indicate failure, it's a natural response to changing any long-established dynamic. Celebrate small improvements rather than expecting complete transformation overnight. Each positive interaction builds momentum toward the renewed relationship you're creating. Notice and acknowledge these victories, however small they might seem. Remember that your changed response automatically alters the entire relationship dynamic even without direct discussion. As you shift, you create space for her transformation without pressure or expectation. The system cannot remain unchanged when one part transforms. This goes beyond just you two. Your sister relationship connects to every other relationship in your family system, creating ripple effects that extend in all directions. Notice the wider impact. How your parents relate differently to each of you. How other siblings position themselves around your dynamic. How extended family members and even friends respond to your sister interactions. This interconnected web shows how central your sister relationship is to the entire family structure. Share by commenting "I see the bigger picture" as you recognize these extended patterns. The healing work you're doing with your sister creates positive effects throughout your entire family, potentially transforming dynamics that have existed for generations. Pay attention to family roles. Each person adopts particular functions within your family: the responsible one, the emotional one, the successful one, the family connector. Your sister relationship often anchors key family dynamics that maintain overall balance. Watch for family resistance to your changes. As you and your sister transform your connection, other family members may unconsciously try to pull you back to familiar patterns. This happens not from malice but from the system's natural tendency toward stability. Notice how your sister pattern appears in other relationships. The dynamic you established often transfers to friendships, romantic connections, work relationships, and even parenting styles. Healing your sister relationship creates positive effects throughout your entire social world. The insights you're gaining become wisdom applicable to all your connections. This understanding of relationship patterns, energy dynamics, and healing approaches serves as valuable knowledge for your entire life journey, extending far beyond this single relationship. The deepest truth reveals itself now. Beyond all the patterns and challenges lies the real story of you and your sister. Beneath surface tensions exists a soul connection chosen specifically for both your growth. This relationship provides exactly the catalysts both of you need for becoming your fullest selves. Even its challenges serve important evolutionary purposes. Comment transformation complete as you integrate this final understanding. Honor all aspects of your sister relationship, both the difficult and the nurturing. Recognize how even the hardest patterns contributed something necessary to who you've become. Every interaction between you served a purpose. Nothing was wasted or unnecessary in this learning relationship. The complete picture reveals perfect design beneath apparent chaos or conflict. Your sister's greatest gift wasn't found in obvious places but in the unique growth opportunities created by your combined journey. This perspective transforms even painful memories into valuable stepping stones. This new awareness permanently changes how you understand family connections. The insights you've gained about patterns, energy, and healing extend to all your relationships, creating transformation that reaches far beyond just one sister bond. Receive this gift of complete family understanding. Let it guide your interactions from this moment forward. Your relationship transformation unfolds in perfect timing as you apply this wisdom